What's going on, guys? It's Orangey. This is going to be a guide to the third and final encounter of Ghost of the Deep. So when you get to the final encounter, you're going to see a ghost trying to resurrect Oryx. To start this encounter, you're going to want to crush that ghost. So two things are going to happen. A yellow bar knight with a sword is going to spawn, and a deep sight's going to spawn. I'm pretty sure the knight always spawns in the middle, and the deep sight is random. For us, the deep sight ended up being near Oryx's chest. So once you activate this deep sight, what this deep sight is going to allow you to do is to see a certain pattern. And these pattern points spawn on parts of his body. His feet, his knees, both of his hands, his chest, and his head. So for my team, it was his left hand, his head, and his chest. So this is where the yellow bar knight comes into play. You're going to want to kill this knight on parts of his body that were glowed for you. So for my team, one of his parts was his left hand. So he killed the knight on his left hand. Once you do that, two things are going to spawn: the taken king symbol and a circle. And what you're going to do is position yourself so the taken king symbol fits inside that circle. But be careful, because it's a little bit tricky to get down, and every ad on earth is going to be shooting you. Or I guess in this instance, Titan. I suck at lining up the symbols, and plus I'm getting shot by everything. So one of my teammates just takes it over for me. And you'll know when it's done correctly because a big hive rune will spawn above that certain body part. So for us, it was the Vex head or pizza slice symbol. And you have to do that 3 times on the body parts that you saw lit up when you had deep sight. And don't worry, deep sight always respawns, because if you forget the pattern, you could just go back and activate it and look. So again, for us, it was the right hand, head, and chest. So once you activated all 3 of his body parts, the next thing that comes into play is the water rooms. And there's 3 rooms located around Oryx's body. And they each have 2 openings. One on the far left, 2 openings on the far right for another room, and one located on the left and right side of Oryx's ears. They both also lead to the same room. And each of these rooms contain a hive symbol. So what are these rooms for? These rooms have the hive symbol you're gonna have to grab and then take it back to the middle and match it up with Oryx's body part, which should have the exact same symbol above it. So what does that mean? Each one of these rooms have a hive symbol corresponding to the ones that are in the middle, aka above Oryx's body. So what are in these rooms? Each one of these rooms is filled with 1 hive guardian and a ton of hive. Okay, well maybe like 5 or 6. So when entering one of these rooms, you're gonna see a big hive symbol. And remember which one you pick up, because you're gonna have to take it back to the middle to match it up. So for me, this room was the little star explosion. That's what I call it. So to get this hive symbol, you have to kill the hive guardian and kill his ghost. And I believe it's always the same. The left room is the hive knight, the right room is the hive warlock, and the top room by Oryx's head is the hive hunter. You'll know that you have the hive rune if you have a buff on the bottom left. It could be named Vestige of a Knight, Vestige of an Acolyte, or Vestige of a Wizard. So my rune was the little star explosion, and I'm gonna match it up with the star explosion rune that's in the middle. And once the last person deposits their rune, it's damage phase. This boss has the same shield as the second encounter boss, but the only different thing is the buff pool spawns in 3 different locations, and those locations are under the same runes that you deposited, and that's the full encounter. I ended up messing up my audio in this last encounter, so I can't end up showing you a clean run. This was actually my first time explaining like a full dungeon. I hope I did okay. I haven't gotten any complaints so far. This video should have been up the same day the second encounter video went up, but I ended up losing power and I really couldn't do anything about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed Ghost of the Deep, and I'll see you in the next one.